In this video, we will see what is a program, what is a process when we talk about operating system, and what are the differences between program and a process, what is process life cycle, what is PCB, task control block, all these things. Now, what is a program? Program is only set of instructions. The instructions given by the user were included in a program, like many of us have created various programs in C, C++ or any other programming language. So those were the programs which were stored on the hard disk. But when you talk about operating system, so any operating system works on processes. Processes are the actual thing which are being loaded into the RAM and are in the execution state. There we do not say this keyword program, we will always say that our processes are running. So whenever you try to execute your program, then in turn your process is executed. So we can say that this process is program is in the execution, so that is why it is your active entity. Whereas your program is only the set of instructions, it is stored somewhere in your computer's memory, so that is secondary memory, so it is passive entity, it is not in the execution state. And whenever you create a program or something is executed in operating system or by the operating system, so it may be converted into different processes. So any program can have number of processes being initiated. Without the program, processes cannot be initiated. So these are some of the differences between program and a process. Like program is what your set of instructions, whereas your process is the program in execution. And because this program is in the execution state, this is known as a process. That is why it is known as active entity, whereas your program is your passive entity. And also because it is passive, so it does not use any of the resources of your computer, this program. But process, because it is active entity, so it uses the resources also to execute itself. And because it is passive, so that is why it is static in nature. But as process is active entity, it is in the execution state, it is using the resources also, so it is dynamic in nature. And program includes only data and instructions, whereas process includes everything which is required for the execution. Like in the RAM, it also takes control of stack, heap, data and text, the area where you store your global variables, where your temporary variables are stored. So these are the contents or components of a process. Your process life cycle. So life cycle means this process will go or will move through various states from starting till the completion. So it will be going through several states. So what these states are? So primarily, if we talk about, we have 5 states in this life cycle of a process. So this first stage is known as new. So this new state is when your process is created, so it will automatically be in this new state. And when your process is admitted into the ready queue, where all the processes are waiting for the execution for your CPU execution time, so all the processes wait in the ready queue. And after the ready queue, it will move, or any of your processes will move to running state. Running state means your CPU is allocated. Earlier they were waiting for the CPU to be allocated, but now CPU is allocated when you are in the running state. And who is allocating the CPU? The dispatcher or the scheduler schedules the processes for the execution and allots CPU. So for this we follow some algorithms also. Those we'll be doing later in detail. And after running stage, the process will move to the terminated stage if it gets completed smoothly. But in case when it was in the running state, if it gets some input output request, So it will move to the waiting state, and from waiting state it will not move back into the running state. It will go to the ready queue if its input output gets completed. That request gets completed, that it will move to the ready queue. And again from the ready queue it will be allocated CPU by the dispatcher, and then it will come into the running state, and maybe there it will come back to the ready queue, or it will move to the terminated state if it gets completed. And also it can move to the ready queue from the running state if any interrupt occurs, or if any activities timeout occurs. So basically there are 5 states, but if there is no input output or a request, or there is no interrupt, then there will be 4 states for any process to be in the life cycle, that is new, ready, running and terminated. But if any input output is there, if any interrupt is there, then there will be this from running to ready switch is also there. And for input output request there will be 5 states: new, ready, running, waiting and terminated. What is PCB? So this PCB is your data structure which helps in storing the process information. So whenever any process is created in the operating system, it is assigned one unique PCB, and where it has one PID allocated to it, that is also unique in nature. So this is also known as TCB, that is task control block, and it helps in context switching. So this context switching means that to execute many number of processes, this operating system is switching from one process to another. So whenever this happens, the operating system switches from one process to another, it saves the state or the information of the process. So it will save, where it will save the information of the process here in the process control block. So this is the structure of one PCB. So these are the contents of PCB, and these are the general contents. These may differ, or may be different from one operating system to another, but these general components are here. So PID is your unique process ID allocated to the process state. It will save the information from the life cycle in which state it is in, and pointer is the next PCB's address, so it will point to another process PCB. And it will help in context switching, and registers will save the state of various, or the information of various registers like accumulator, base register, or any other registers which are used for the execution of the instructions. And program counter will give you the information about the instruction to be executed when it will come back to this process for the execution. So it will start from that instruction, it will give you the address of the next instruction from where it will be starting its working or the execution. And memory and management information will include like all the information related to the paging and segmentation, or the memory information. So these details it will save here. And input output accounting information will save the information related to the list of open files, or the devices which are allocated to the process, or any other resource which is required by the process. So that will this information will be stored here. And accounting information will include the time of CPU which is used by the process, and how much time is required by the process. So all these details will be saved here in the accounting information, this in the PCB. So this is the general structure. These are the general contents which every PCB should have. And it is also known as this task control block in operating system. And we'll be covering other details about these processes, and how to schedule these processes to the CPU, the CPU scheduling in another video. I hope these concepts are clear to you.